Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. This is Legit Agents. Today, we've got a super fun one, probably the most relevant one that there is.
I think so.
But it's the future success of real estate agents, top 3 platforms you should be on.
What's up, guys? We are the Legit Agents. I am Eli Schmidt. This is my business partner, Will Grimes. And if it's your first time checking out the channel, first of all, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys being here. What do we talk about in Legit Agents? We talk about leveling up and what it means to be a successful agent in this new age of marketing and real estate. Out with the old school, in with the new.
Correct. Bottom line, we feel like we're trying to empower the agents, give that knowledge back to you guys. We're going to talk about big box brand. We're not against anything, but in our history of being realtors and hitting top 1% and then top 0.5% worldwide for Berkshire, the 13 million we're doing a month in volume from our YouTube channel, like we figured a lot of things out on our own. And we've put ourselves around a lot of other successful realtors. It wasn't the big box brand, it wasn't a managing broker or an employing broker that was teaching or doing anything for that, right? So the number one thing that we've been wanting to do is get back on here and just pay it forward to you guys and give you guys some gold nuggets to use in your own business as far as like just scaling and growing. And in addition to that, if you guys are wanting to partner up, yes, we still are licensed brokers. Yes, we are still partnering up with agents every day across the country. So that number popping up below, he's a little delayed on that. So it's not your phone that's delayed. The number popping up below, we are the guys who answer the text messages and the phone calls. We're also the guys who answer freaking emails. So if you guys want to partner up, call me, talk to me.
Call him.
Don't listen to this clown. He's trying to distract me on camera. We got a new GoPro 9 and it's got the screen on the front. That's also why he's doing it, because we can actually see ourselves while we're doing this. Like, watch this. See that? It's called a pimp slap.
You couldn't do that earlier.
Hey, now that's exclusive. You don't learn pimp slaps unless you're partnered with us.
Gator don't play no shit. You feel me? Gator never been about that. Never been about playing no shit.
That's where we draw the line. Everything else with real estate, we will help you out. But listen, with that being said, as much as we'd love to partner with you guys, let's get right into the content that we're going to talk about. And it's the future of real estate agents and the top 3 platforms you should be on and why.
Let's check it out. All right, guys, so let's dive into the first part of this title, and that's the future of real estate agents in 2021. Let's just call it the future of real estate, okay?
Yeah.
So what we see happening, there's a lot of talk in the industry right now about Zillow and just how they're becoming a brokerage and they're taking over the industry. They're trying to push agents out. We all know that's happening. So at this point, I think it's safe to assume that's what's going to happen. So let's quit bitching about it and let's see what we can do about it.
Let me add to that. Stop being scared. Here's the deal, guys. The average realtor does 3 to 5 deals a year. 40% of realtors year to date have still not done a deal this year.
Right.
What month is this?
June? Yeah.
It's June.
Yeah.
Guys, it's today, year to date, it's like June 2nd, June 3rd, whatever it is, it's June, and 40% of realtors have still not done a deal. Do you know which realtors are going to go to Zillow and get paid a salary and maybe a flat rate bonus per house? The realtors that can't figure out how to build a brand and get a deal. So a lot of these agents that are just not very good, that probably muddy the water as is, are going to be your ones that go to the Redfins, that go to Zillows, and it's all good, right? I'm sure they're great people. It's not bad blood. It's not about talking trash about anybody, but the bottom line is if you're worried about Zillow stealing the market, it's not true. They're going to have your average salaried agent checking the box. What happens when you call a call center?
Corporate accounts payable, Nina speaking. Just a moment.
Right, like these flat rate agents that are going to work for Zillow, they don't own the home. They're not based off of commissions. Like, they're going to care about as much as a 9 to 5 person cares. So there's going to be plenty of room as far as excellent agents building their brand, doing things the right way, to take care of clients. Bottom line.
There is.
Hey, but here's the other thing. Zillow, Redfin, some of the other ones, they're on social media, right? Like, they're marketing themselves well, which is what you should be doing as well.
Yes, it is, guys. And what we see happening, you know, I'm not concerned as an agent because we're building our brand. We've never once relied on a brand. You know, Will mentioned the accolades we had at Berkshire Hathaway. It wasn't Berkshire Hathaway, and at some point we're just going to stop saying Berkshire Hathaway because it had nothing to do with them at all.
Right, and they're good. It's a good brand. There's nothing wrong, and I want to just full disclosure. This is not an attack on a Remax or a Berkshire saying that they don't have any value per se. It's just that the value you think you're getting as far as building your brand, and because of that brand, you're going to get sells and buys. It's not true. Like, we're at EXP now. Eli and I are going to do more volume just between him and I than our entire team did when we were at Berkshire, and that's because of some of our social media presence, our YouTube channel, and a lot of other things. But the bottom line was that was coming from surrounding ourselves with other agents that were ahead of the game with us in YouTube We taught them some things, but it did not come from a brokerage, right? So it's just some food for thought to realize, like, you've got to take your future in your own hands, be accountable for your future.
Well, and here's where big brands did matter. Back in the day before social media, when Eli and Will could not build a name for themselves, when we didn't have a platform like YouTube and Facebook to where we could put ourselves, our personalities, out on the airwaves and have everyone watch. Where big brands mattered before is when Remax could pay for the advertising and build their reputation, when Berkshire Hathaway could do that, when Century 21 could do that, and then when you got to associate with that person who built the brand, then you then benefited from having the reputation of the company.
I think Eli is talking about phone books.
100%. 100%. Right? Now, since social media has come around, man, we're cutting out the middleman. It's like the music industry.
I was just going to say that. Guys, this is not just real estate. Like, the music industry could literally own your name and everything you've ever done, because if you couldn't go through Sony Records, you wouldn't, or whoever it was, like, no one would ever hear it. But now with Instagram and Facebook and some other places, if you're a great singer, you can put yourself out there, and all of a sudden the singer has the leverage and can choose where they want to go, and whatever record company wants to have the most transparency and give them the most benefits as far as their talent, it's going to win. But at the end of the day, they don't necessarily need any of those guys. They get to choose where they want to be because of what that company is. So that transparency matters. Well, it's the same thing as a broker, guys. Imagine yourself as a country music singer or a rap star, whatever it may be. The better that you brand yourself, realize that your future is completely rests upon you and how well you want to expand yourself, and choose to be at a brokerage for other accolades and other benefits based off of their framework that maybe adheres to your goals.
Yeah, it's so true. And what we're starting to see now, and mark my words, over the next 5-10 years, probably less than 10, what you're going to see is more and more of these middlemen, aka the traditional brokerages that we hear about, they're going to be becoming smaller and smaller. And ultimately what I think is going to happen is you're going to have your big box brands like Zillow. I do think they're going to become a brokerage. You're going to have your Zillows, and you're going to have your influencers in real estate. And when you look at business, how business has transitioned right now, Targets are popping, Walmarts are popping like they always are. They're always going to have a market. But then influencers, like, they're selling shit like crazy. And because they've built a reputation, they've built a brand, people trust them. You take one girl, she advertises with 2 million followers, she advertises one little thing on social media, boom, it's sold out because she's built trust and reputation. You're going to see that happen in real estate, guys. And if you're not on the forefront like we are right now, you're going to miss out, and you're going to end up being either out of real estate completely or working part-time at Zillow.
100%, right? So what are the 3 platforms that we're recommending to you guys right now? It's going to be Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Boom.
Right? Like, Facebook is great. A lot of people are downplaying it right now, or it's not the in thing because LinkedIn is more in.
Get off of LinkedIn, please.
If you want to do LinkedIn, do your thing. Listen,
don't.
It's so spammed with congratulations on your job. You've been there for a year.
LinkedIn is garbage.
Because it's B2B and everyone's like business on LinkedIn, it's like there's no etiquette on you DMing me your spam DM messages about wanting to link up or do something together, and I don't care for it. He doesn't care for it. You guys do what you want, but the bottom line is your personal sphere. People that you know already, right? So people from your kiddo's school, people from baseball and soccer and whatever you're doing with Little League sports, people from your gym, people from coffee shops, people you know in real life. Are they on your Facebook? People from your Facebook. Are you finding opportunities to meet them in real life? But long-form content, sharing stories, Facebook Messenger, and interacting on Facebook Messenger in order to still see things on people's newsfeed, and knowing that the more you're in someone's messaging box, talking to them, having an organic relationship, you'll see more of their stuff on your newsfeed. So if you guys are doing your videos on a regular basis and you're building value adds like we've spoken about in prior videos on what to be doing your videos on Facebook, and people that are liking and commenting on that, you're messaging them and you're building relationships, it's still super powerful. And no one, or barely anyone, is still doing that, right? So super big relationship platform. We still love Facebook.
Yeah, and before you dismiss Facebook and you're like, yeah, I engage with people. No, here's the level I'm talking about. And
like 100 messages a week.
What I'm talking about, what Will does, he's especially good at this, right? We'll put up a post, or maybe it's his kids, or maybe it is something real estate related. For every single comment he gets, of course, you're commenting back. That's bare minimum. That's par. That's what you guys probably aren't even doing that, but if you are, you're probably thinking you're crushing it, and that's not. He'll even go one level deeper, and for every even like that he gets on it, he's going, not only just DMing them, he's going to their page, he's finding something relevant going on in their life,
and just
then
having a conversation.
Messaging them, not about real estate.
Unless it comes up,
life.
if they ask me how real estate is, we talk about real estate. If they ask me about work, I talk about work, and I ask about their work. But the bottom line is I'm just thanking them for their support, and I'm looking at what's on their page, and then we're having a conversation about that, and it's just a genuine relationship, understanding that because I'm building that, well, hey, how do you fit real estate into that? Well, because I'm interacting with them, I know that the real estate that I do on my page will show up on their news feed because we're interacting on Messenger. So I don't need to shove it down their throat. I know they're going to see it in their news feed. Yes, it works. Yes, it takes time. It's sweat equity. It's being on your phone for an hour or throughout your day. And
you can go door knock if you want.
Instead of mindlessly scrolling, yes, you have to like and comment and message people and be a little bit more deliberate with your time that you're already spending on social media. But huge, I'll end you with that. Facebook is great for relationship building, especially within your immediate sphere and who's around you. So definitely interact with that. And if you want to get more people on your Facebook, everywhere you go all the time and people that you know, how many of those people are on your Facebook? Ask them what their Facebook is and friend request them, right? Like, don't be afraid to have conversations. You're in sales, you're in real estate. Have a conversation, get them on your social media.
Yes. Let's jump over to Instagram. I'm not going to talk about this one because I don't do shit on Instagram.
Yeah, he is. He does. He does some things.
I will tell you this, though. I know Will started putting deliberate intention in his Instagram 3 years ago.
2 years ago? Yeah.
2 years ago? That thing's up over 100K.
I guess it was 3 years.
That thing's up over 100K right now by doing what he's talking about, consistently bringing good value and engaging with people. It's crazy.
In my Instagram, guys, that's where I kind of I get to be myself. So I do show some listings and some homes sold, like in my stores and things like that. But a lot of it is just my creative side and where I want to write and just be myself. But again, how does that correlate to real estate? Well, people want to work with who they know, like, and trust. So being on Andy Frisella's podcast, having Ben Newman and some other Sal Frisella's, Andy Frisella's on our podcast, has that created some traction? Absolutely. But all that traction was there because I'm putting myself out there and I'm messaging Andy Frisella's and Sal Frisella's.
And you didn't go from 2,000 to 100,000 after making some appearances. You went from like 90,000 to 100,000 after making some appearances.
I went from like 40 or 60,000 to 100,000. I went from like 45,000 to 100,000 within about a year, but it took a while to get to that first 40,000. But the bottom line was, guys, like, it was just interacting and building relationships, then just messaging people and inviting them onto our podcast. We have a podcast called Day $1 It's about 30,000 downloads an episode. We have a lot of fun with that, and that's an entrepreneur podcast. It's not just specific to real estate, but the bottom line was it was just deliberate, intentional conversations on trying to be a value add for people on the social media platform, inviting them to our podcast, and then being on their podcast. So if you guys are thinking about YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, those are all great. If you've ever thought about having your own podcast before, like, that's also super lucrative. And do we make a ton of money on that? No, but it's not for the money. It's for the relationship and for the platform to share with others, which has gotten us a lot of clout. It's all by design. It's all for a reason. So in addition to the ones we're talking about, yes, a podcast would be phenomenal. And you can also share your podcast content on your social media platforms. But the bottom line is being intentional and direct. Instagram is still great. It's great for short videos. Use your podcast clips into your short videos. I'll still go into stories and I'll give things that are value. I don't just show a walkthrough of a listing. Like, I talk about a lot of value on what we're doing. I get creative with photo and with text on how I write. So I still treat it like Instagram. Yeah. But again, guys, it's having a great page and then mixing that with your direct messenger and interacting and inviting people to your platform and just building relationships that really helps scale.
All right, YouTube, my personal favorite.
The one we are on today.
My personal favorite. Now, guys, this is one that Will and I didn't launch for a long time. You know, when we first partnered up about 3 years ago, we were super heavy on Facebook. You guys have heard us talk about that. Our Facebook Live, consistent every single Friday, built a ton of traction there. Him and I had video experience previously from just being in the fitness industry before real estate. So, yes, I do think that, you know, once we started diving into real estate content on YouTube, maybe we were a little more versed on just being on camera. However, guys, man, YouTube has been such a game changer for us. And what that did was that, you know, not only did we be able to build our brand more and our articulation and just our footprint on the Denver metro area as realtors, but man, the inbound leads that we get from this, and by inbound leads, I mean real buyers, people that watch our content for 3, 6, 9 months, and then whenever they're ready to reach out, they're reaching out. But we get anywhere from 3 to 8 inbound phone calls, text messages, and emails every single day.
Yeah, per day. And I don't want to leave you with the hook as we end this video. I will say this: YouTube, to be successful at it and how to optimize the channel and how the back end needs to be built, your keyword searches and how the algorithm works, and really maximizing a channel, it does take a lot of work. If you guys are teaming up with anybody or teaming up with us, yes, we do have courses that we can give you guys access to. If you guys are teaming up with us, you can have those courses for free. You even have access to us. So that is where we're partnering with a lot of agents around the country, is teaching them some things that are a little bit more in depth, and that's where the fun part is as far as teaming up, because then we have enough time to teach you something like a YouTube. The Instagrams and the Facebooks are great. They're not as layered per se. Like, it's a lot easier to execute on that, and it's great practice to start there if you haven't done anything. But YouTube is a whole different monster. But again, guys, like, we are licensed brokers, and we are looking at teaming up with agents. So if it's YouTube or anything else that you might have questions on, or you are looking at building and expanding your brand, we would love for you to call that phone number or text that phone number or email the email below. You can never do that again ever on a video. Let's have a conversation, let's sit and go over it. But the bottom line is, regardless of what brokerage you're at, like, it's all about the people that you're going to put yourself with and the value add they're going to be as far as helping you build your business, right? So if that's something for you, we'd love to talk to you. But man, YouTube is just a whole nother monster, and we see a lot of people fail at it because it's not, and they've been good at Facebook and the other ones, but it's not the same thing. It does require some professionalism and some business and just some knowledge behind what that looks like.
Yeah.
Let's dive into it, throw us a phone call, let's chat. But until next video, guys, we're going to go enjoy the rest of the Saturday with more video and working. So that I'll leave you with that. If you're not working on weekends,
get after it, guys.
Listen, even if you don't have clients out on a weekend, like, don't just work weekends when you have to because you have a client. Work weekends because you want to build your brand and build your business. So if you don't have clients, you're not doing showings, what could you do for even 2 hours on a Saturday and a Sunday that can help push the needle on your business? Right?
And it's not diving into a webinar. No, don't do that.
Until next time, cancel the webinars. We'll see you guys on the next YouTube video.
That's right. See you guys.
See you guys.